Welcome to another episode of Legal for Tech, the podcast. So, guys, now you do recognize my voice. It's always Rosie here. And as I've said many, many times, this is just a group of students and young professionals who are very interested in technology, its regulation. But today, specifically, I swear it's just about tech. I am now met and joined by my colleague, Giacomo. Hi, Giacomo. Hello. Nice to see you.
Hi, Rosie. Nice to see you as well.
Pleasure to see you. I'm so happy because we are interviewing a person I found him on LinkedIn and I'm super interested to know more. So, hello, Nico Bignu, very nice surname. Welcome to Legal for Tech, the podcast.
Thank you, Rosalia. Thank you, Giacomo, for the invite. It's a pleasure having a time to speak with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And our listeners need to know why I was so influenced and drawn towards your profile because what you do is simply phenomenal. So, tell us all.
So I'm the co-founder of a startup, a Spanish startup that was we started 3 months ago. Not that much, but we are doing something that it's like a, a really thrilled environment for SEO. So people are used to or were used to searching through Google. They go on and search, for example, comfortable shoes. Let's say that's a keyword. But now we are seeing a shift in this type of search. People are not searching anymore. They are asking. They are asking directly to the AIs, such as ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity. So what we are seeing, instead of asking comfortable shoes, they are saying my feet hurt. What comfortable shoes can you recommend? So they are asking, and the AI is answering. And if brands don't appear in those answers, they are losing visibility. So that's why we built a tool that is capable of tracking AI mentions, AI positioning, how your brand is positioning on AI generated answer. And this tool, sorry, it's called LLM metrics. So LLM is large language model, and the O stands for optimization, and metrics. So because we measure what the AI is saying about your brand. So we encourage brands to start tracking these kind of responses to see how their clients are asking, and to see how they are making decisions, because we are changing. It's like a paradox that is, people are taking information from AI and making decisions based on those answers. So it's actually important to appear there.
Working with this new platform, what results have you come across?
So what we are seeing is that brand uniqueness is something that drives the attention of the AI. If you do copycats, you won't appear. That's like a law. So brand authority is something that AI takes into account very seriously. Reputation. So what we are seeing, that brands that already had this that were already taking this seriously, their brand authority, appearing in many places, brand awareness, are the ones that are taking the lead in this race. So when they start using LLM metrics or other tools, there are a few startups covering this segment of the market. When they start using these tools, they see that they are already appearing on those AI generated answers. Whereas with big brands, that they were thinking that with a logo and already a good product perhaps, but with no brand awareness, with no presence on social media perhaps, or a blog, they are not appearing. And this is happening with very big brands, that small players are taking their places in AI generated answers. So this is something that brands have to take into account on their marketing strategy. So it's not about SEO anymore. It's like SEO, but the evolution of SEO. So it's generative engine optimization or large language model optimization. It has many names.
In terms of the type of sources that these LLMs use, for example, to find a brand, say like I'm looking for a shoe brand. I'm like, hi, I'm a say student. I like running. I'm looking for some shoes. I do long distances. I live in a quite rainy city. Like, and the LLM, say ChatGPT, comes out with an answer. Are you noticing that they use mostly sources that are, for example, from the shoe brand kind of website? Or is it more, for example, content that's being sponsored by influencers? Is it more like natural content? Is it more advertisement content? What like can you see this, or do you just come out with an answer to which brand has most visualizations?
Okay, so it's a sort of everything at the same time. What we are seeing is that if you promote only your brand, AI won't take this source into account when trying to build an answer. What we have to think is that AI wants to give the best response it can. So it will go and fetch the sources that provides the best answers. That is, if in the prompt the user is asking for comfortable shoes that are waterproof and might be suitable for, I don't know, rainy cities. So the sources that provide that information, apart from doing promotions of a certain brand, will be the ones that are going to be taken into account. Whereas a source or a site that talks about comfortable shoes but lacks of information of weathering concerning the shoes and so on. I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but what I'm trying to say is, as the more accurate your response is to the prompt or to the answer to the question the user is asking, the more percentage you have of appearing in those, of being the source sites. Okay, so it's very important to start monitoring, to start knowing which prompts, which questions is your user, your end user asking the AI, because that will give you the lead on what content you should be creating in order to appear in the to be the answer. Okay, what we are looking for is being the answer. So this is like the backtrack content strategists must do now. Not try to figure out what to say about the product, but knowing which questions the user is asking in order to see if they can provide a good answer to become the answer the AI takes into account when responding those questions.
Can I also ask you, just out of curiosity, how do you help brands achieve visibility in AI-generated answer? I don't know, for example, you have an example from a client, a company that
Yeah,
worked with
sure.
you.
I can give you an answer based on my own companies. It's not. I think that's the most outstanding example. I have an AI company that provides AI analytics for the water industry. So it's a spin-off from the holding that it's the one that gave birth to LLM-O-Metrics. This company, this spin-off, it's called Groundwater AI. So we do AI analytics for the groundwater industry. We optimize, we gain sustainability in water pumps and so on. What we do when we started a few months ago, we started doing a content strategy that was focusing on AI answers. So we start tracking with the proto LLM, the beta version of LLM metrics. We start tracking these questions our buyer personas were asking, and we start creating content targeting those questions. And in about a month prior of launching, we were appearing on AI generated answers. So this is the example of an unknown brand that pops into the market, but start doing their content focused on these new channels. Okay, whereas you have an example that we are working with PNG now in LATAM, and we already, this was the topic that you are already a big company that has already covered the issue of brand awareness. It has already covered the issue of appearing and having authority. So you are already appearing in several questions, several answers. And so in this case, you have to be like more like a surgeon. You have to go to specific prompts. Thinking of SEO, you have to tackle specific queries, specific questions. So this is like more difficult to boost a brand like PNG that is boosting an unknown brand. So this is the two sides of a same coin. Okay, I don't know if that's a saying in English. In Spanish, we have las dos caras de la misma moneda. So you have the unknown brand that can take so long to appear, or can be, if things are done correctly, it takes like a few weeks to appear. So it's this one with groundwater AI. We were unknown, and we start appearing when people ask AI analytics for the water industry in Spain, for example. Okay, and we have the side PNG that it's already appearing in the major of questions, but in specific ones that are mainly sub-products or specific products, they want to appear on those answers. When someone asks, for example, which is the best shampoo to prevent I don't know, hair loss, let's say, we don't track that, but they want to see if they appear already there, or their product it's appearing. So this is more specific than tracking a whole brand. Okay, so it's based on the time that that brand takes to appear. It's based on the goal the brand has. Okay.
When you look at something like, say, Google AI, so something that's like appearing on top of a search page on Google when you ask for specific things, um, would you say that the type of results that appear first on Google, so Gemini and AI, are not the same ones that would have appeared on top of the Google page if, like, before the AI? So if I made the search beforehand.
Well, it has a variety. When you say Google AI, you mean AI overviews, right? The chunk of information that appears right below the input. You find you can see the sources that Gemini checked when crafting that answer. So you will see that many are on the top 10 of the search results, but many others are on the second or the third page, because it builds like an answer based on specific parts of each article. Let's say the entire sources are blogs, maybe. So what Gemini does is go to the first page. It's the first that is taken into account. Review the article and say, okay, I can answer one part of the question with this chunk of information, and collects that. Then it goes to the second. If in the second page it doesn't find a good answer, it jumps to the and so on. Okay, so it builds an entire response with many different sources. So appearing the first one, it doesn't guarantee that you will be the answer. You have to focus, because appearing the first one, it might be not only about the content, but also the structure of your website, the speed of your website. So there are many SEO metrics that might boost your ranking in traditional SEO. But this is like a new frontier. These AIs take into account content rather than traditional SEO parameters. Okay, they are also important, but it will have to do the most with the quality of the content. So the ninth page of the ranking might have better content than the second one. So that will influence the chunk of information the AI overview choose to provide an answer. I don't know if I answered the question correctly.
Yes, it made a lot of sense. I also wanted to ask you, in terms of values that the AI tends to prioritize, say that, for example, ask for a good brand of beauty products. Um, the word good can entail many things. For example, it could be good for my skin, so like really light in terms of types of additives that it uses, or it could be good in terms of resistance, so that, for example, if I go swimming, it stays on. It could be good in terms of animal testing.
Yeah.
Um, have you noticed that, I don't know, for example, there are some AI search engines, AI LLMs that are a bit more woke than others, or is this just like a frenzy?
No, I've never thought about that. Uh, Going to the first part of the question, brand authority is everything, and if you are not as precise as it requires, you will get a broad answer. Okay, so if you only say recommend good products, the AI will go to the reviews. For example, the one with the most outstanding reviews will be the one that it appears at the first position. Okay, as soon as you start being more precise with your prompt, for example, okay, if you talk about cosmetics, you're saying a good product, but that is also good with animal testing. Okay, so you are being more precise with your query. So the AI specifies more and takes that into account when trying to choose the best cosmetic product to recommend to yourself. When going to the woke point, I've never tried to track that. It's not something I have taken into account when trying to,
It's
to monitor AI.
it's interesting because so many times we hear about AI having an embedded bias. So I was wondering if there were biases that kind of like led the consumer into a direction regardless of how precise they are. So like if you don't ask for something specifically animal testing free, if like it would kind of lead you into that direction because the general public and the general bias is that these type of products are better and normally also more expensive, I have to say, than the type of products that don't have
Mhm.
this specific clarification within their kind of declaration of the product. So that was the reason behind the question. Just clarifying.
Okay,
Um,
so the AI has a very good, a very well set boundaries in terms of talking about politics, talking about religion, talking about I don't know, humankind in terms of races, for example. So sorry, mankind in terms of races. So that's some topics AI won't enter, won't debate about that. But when it comes to product features or product advantages, I think if the brand communicates that they are not testing with animals, that's something the AI might consider relevant when it comes to position one brand against another as an option. So it all depends what you ask on your prompt. If you say recommend me a product that it's related to Donald Trump in terms of, I don't know, or that is fond of Donald Trump, so that's something that the AI, the first response would be, I don't talk about politics. If you want some certain specifications of a product that, I don't know, might be more ecological than other, so that's how an answer of an AI will shift from, if you try to take the AI to uh, I don't know how to say in Spanish is terreno pantanoso. So like, if you try to
okay,
take
muddy
the AI
grounds.
to a swamp, the AI will try to get out of the swamp. Okay, so they have a very very well set boundaries in terms of politics. religion, and so on.
Looking at the future and the next years, how do you see the intersection between AI and search going in the next, I don't know, 5 years, 2, 3 years,
Mhm.
in the next years, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, so 5 years might be very bold from my side to try to predict, but 2 years it's okay. We talk about this year, okay? So AI will take the major leap of of what we remember in terms of search. AI in a few months have reached the volumes of search Google was having on 2009. So if you think about SEO on 2001, when it started, when the race kicked off, Google it took Google 8 years to reach the volumes of search AI has nowadays, and we are talking about that the term answer engine optimization or the term generative engine optimization, it has less than a year since it start since the professionals start using it. So in less than a year, the AI achieved the record of Google in terms of traffic, in terms of searches that Google has in 2009. So we can compare that. So AI will be a major, a core, a backbone on when it comes to search. So as we will see that ChatGPT won't be the king. Google will remain king, but Google will, with AI mode, for example, for instance, we will see that the AI will be like the one with the wheel. So it will decide what to show, what to sum up. So this is what I can say in a 2 year gap.
Just because, as I said at the beginning, many of us are interested in regulation, let's say so, giving it very politically correct. Um, there is something that some people have been quite worried about when it comes to asking AI to generate a suggestion, which is that, for example, if you use the same LLM more than once, it may kind of remember what you've
Yeah,
been asking in the past, and then say like on one day I ask about a given set of say shoes. The next day I ask about something else, and like it kind of builds a profile for me, and then starts automatically kind of sending me in the direction of specific brands because it thinks that it fits my profile better, and I'm not given all the possible kind of options in the market that do actually fit to my description, but the AI simply doesn't see them because it's seen as if my profile leads it into another direction. Have you noticed this as well? Like, have you noticed that some brands kind of like tend to come up as a bundle to specific users?
yeah, that's and that's something, some big issue that we confront when building LLMO metrics. What we do is we execute the prompts the our end users give us to track. We execute them on a background, how do you say, a clean ChatGPT or a clean Gemini. What I'm referring with a clean is without background knowledge. Okay, so we get rid of the cache, the knowledge this ChatGPT has, and it's like a newborn ChatGPT. And then with that environment created, we execute the prompt. This grant us that the response we get is not biased. Okay, so the only two sources the AI has to decide which answer to give is the browser. It can navigate the browser, go on and fetch sources from different sites, or its database. Okay, so these are the two sources, and because the background knowledge can interfere, can bias the response, as you were saying, because this is something we have to take into account when providing the monitoring, the answers monitoring.
Wow, this is really interesting. And I hope that more research also into this is done in the future, because I feel like, when you talk about consumers and consumer autonomy, freedom of contracting, making a free choice, completely a freely informed choice is important. And when you look at these metrics, clearly your company is trying to make it fair to the consumer in a way, like by trying and remove the biases. But obviously, we can't expect that to happen in every single situation. So this is particularly important for the future. Well, I have to ask you the last question that we ask all of our guests, and this is particularly important to Legal for Tech because we do spread knowledge and that's our mission. So I will ask you, do you have any suggestions of books, movies, podcasts, reports to read for our listeners to better understand what you do, and why is it so important to understand this section of the market?
Okay, so in terms of books about my brand or my market, or books in general.
Books in general, we like reading.
Okay. So I like Stephen Covey as an author. So these are the seven, in Spanish is los 7 hábitos de la gente altamente efectiva. So it would be like the 7 habits.
The 7 traits of very effective people.
Yeah, that. So it's Stephen Covey, and I also like Ryan Holiday and some copywriters in Spanish. So when it comes to reading, I try to read something that I can apply on my daily basis. So Stoic philosophy is something I find quite useful, or being resilient. So these 7 habits of Stephen Covey talks about, it helps you like boost your best side, and I always search for situations that provides you, but also provide to the other part. So I think that in terms of startups ecosystem is very useful. So I recommend that book, and anyone Ryan Holiday's publishes is actually good.
Well, and so should all companies follow Nico's advice and really boost their best, especially because when people will ask LLMs, what is the best of this company or what is the best product? Can you suggest one? That's what they will find. The best part of this company. So, like, guys, please invest on this. It is important and it will be much more important in the foreseeable 2 years future. So, thank you very much, Nico, for joining us today. It was such a pleasure to finally meet you.
Thank you very much, Rosalia, Giacomo. It was a pleasure, and thank you for giving me the spot.
Absolutely. We want to spread awareness on this because it's so important to all our community and, the world in general. Brands need to start thinking of this problem. So thank you very much. Thank you for giving us a solution as well. And yes, this was all for Legal for Tech, the podcast.